Well, there's different aspects to how I approach learning stuff to this day. One of the things I like to do is, as I hold this axe, is I try to maintain my current arsenal of things. So there's a bunch of tunes that I have kind of rolling around in my head that are, of course, my own, but also there's some Chet Atkins things and some, maybe a couple of jazz standards that I like to play. I'm not obsessed with knowing, because I'm not a jazz player per se. I like to be able to play over changes, and there's some jazz songs that I enjoy playing. But I'm not really concerned about being considered a jazz guitar player. That's not something that I need to have in my dossier. I like to play, as I said, there's some standards I like playing and I enjoy playing them. So I kind of go through a group of things that I try to maintain. And I'll kind of wake up in the morning, I'll play a couple of those old tunes. When I talk about improvising, I'm always refining my soloing practices because I want to be able to have the soloing sound fresh. I want it to sound interesting, and I want it to be emotionally impactful. So in order for that to take place on a regular basis, I have to stay inspired. So I can't just be regurgitating things. So I like to approach soloing and craft the solos. I hate that word craft, but but it's functional. I like to be able to have the solos be not regurgitating licks, but have it be inspired from a grab bag of my own that's identifiable. So that's the thing, is like I add some things to it because I want it to be fresh, but I also want to maintain this identity of my solo, my improvising voice in the genres that I function in, which is this amalgam of blues tinge, country rock, funk, jazz, chicken pickany stuff, right? So a lot of times when I'm approaching improvising, I try to think of guitar utterances as opposed to licks. And what I mean by that is that a guy that I never really listened to a bunch when I was younger, per se, other than the fact that I thought he had some cool tunes, was Robin Trower, right? Because I always thought it was derivative of Hendrix and so on and so forth. And when I was younger, I was a little dismissive of it because, when you're younger, you're a knob. What? But as I got older, he did a record with Jack Bruce. I think it was called 7 Moons or something like that. And someone gave me a copy of it. And I listened to it, and I really liked it because what happened is that as Robin Trower got older, he improvised in his way with these guitar utterances using the grab bag at his disposal, but it was fresh. He wasn't regurgitating licks. He was truly improvising within his realm of understanding of the guitar and harmony and so on and so forth. And that to me was very inspiring because it's fresh every time, but it's functioning within this realm. You know what I mean? So that's what I attempt to do when I am soloing. I'm trying and continuing to learn. I'm adding stuff to this grab bag to keep it fresh, but I'm trying not to regurgitate licks, and I'm trying to refine it in such a way where my vibrato and phrasing and so on and so forth is maintained to the point where it's fresh yet identifiable. Right? Can you dig it? So there you go. That's the stuff I work on.